Is hope on day one at Old Trafford as those required to win the Premiership emerge shoulder to shoulder with those just thrilled to be in it. Hardly an ideal preparatory week for United. They lost a match, and in West Brom they lost their last defensive alternative. This is what's left. Otherwise, all the headlines have been written by Roy Keane, author, captain, and to put it mildly, ruffler of feathers. Much attention on him then, and on Nicky Butt, who, after a fine World Cup, is promoted to partner him in central midfield. After 16 years down, Albion celebrate their return with those who got them up. 10 of these 11 starred last season, though Andy Johnson has this week asked for a transfer. The new name is Sean Gregan, recently purchased from Preston. 5 of these have played at this level before. Well, it is 101 days since Arsenal came up and dethroned Manchester United in their own palace. Here starts United's effort to become once again England's preeminent club. For Albion, who lost on the opening day of last season at Walsall, the feeling of really having made it, and the pursuit of another dream staying in this sort of company. Similar start to last year for Manchester United, who then played against newly promoted Fulham and were given a cracking contest, winning 3-2. This is Neil Clement for Albion, who's played one Premiership fixture for Chelsea in the dim-distant past. Phil Neville. Beckham. In towards Van Nistelrooy, who shrugs off more and requires of the goalkeeper Holt some alert defensive work. "36 goals last season. There's the new presence on the Manchester United bench this season. It's Carlos Queiroz, born in Mozambique, Portuguese, former coach of South Africa. And Sir Alex spoke of an instant chemistry when they met. And he has had nothing but compliments to add since. Johnson in towards Roberts. O'Shea across. Not too clever for Dicho. Level for Key. Butt. Beckham. Beckham's ball in for Verrell. Butt. Beckham. Beckham's delivery. Gilchrist semi-clearance. Keane! As if he needs another headline. Everything else that's going on in Roy Keane's life apparently might be a distraction to others, but he is a single-minded individual, and his mind was set on goal. As bright a player in Manchester United red as there's been so far in the game. Neville. Beckham. Butt. Beckham, lovely ball. Nicky Butt. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Roy Keane! And Ryan Giggs! And out for Roberts, who's wriggled away from O'Shea and is worrying Laurent Blanc. It's Jason Roberts. Saved by Carroll Corner. 30 eventful seconds, culminating in a wriggly run from Jason Roberts and a low drive which brought a deft save from one goalkeeper after the other ought to have been more inconvenienced by Roy Keane. He miscued his header and Ryan Giggs hit his shot against a forest of legs. Clement with Albion's corner, which comes to naught. People will go to any lengths to get a ticket at Old Trafford. Some, though, would love to be playing instead. Rio Ferdinand, £13 million worth of quality, and he has to sit and watch. Neville. And Nistelrooy. Beckham. Beckham's cross, Keane arriving! And Holt saving well. Three of Manchester United's brightest moments going forward have culminated at the feet or head of Captain Keane. Late, well-timed dash from the back of the box. And a good gather by Holt. Dicho. Roberts. Sure, he had his shirt pulled. Beckham took it from Neville. Put it in for Veron. Beckham again. Aimed in at Butts. Butts found his way through and hit the side netting. Improbably, almost impossibly. His thrusting run did him credit. Bustling between would-be tacklers, nipping away from the goalkeeper, but then creating an angle which became prohibitive. And Nicky Butt steered the game's best chance so far, wide of the post. Giggs. Lovely ball for Van Nistelrooy, lovely touch towards Ryan Giggs again. Oh. Chance after chance now for Manchester United. They've begun to ease through the gears as the first half has grown older. Neatness of feet from Ruud Van Nistelrooy and a steer wide from Ryan Giggs. Now Giggs again. And Nicky Butt. With increasing frequency, Manchester United are finding themselves in the vicinity of the West Bromwich Albion goal. Although one would be entirely dissatisfied with that, West Bromwich Albion no doubt happy to go in on level terms, and Sir Alex Ferguson and Manchester United presumably pleased that it was they who created the lion's share of good chances, many of them well repelled by Russell Holt, excellent in West Bromwich Albion's goal. Half-time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 0, West Bromwich Albion 0.
Coca-Cola.
West Bromwich Albion did base their success last year on solid and stolid defence. They kept no fewer than 24 clean sheets. Andy Johnson getting shot in at the start of the second half. And conceded only 29 goals, the best in last year's First Division. The maintenance of a clean sheet this afternoon would represent a major triumph and a notable point. Perhaps points, who knows. Close to being breached several times in the first half. And now under pressure from Ryan Giggs at the start of the second. It's Giggs for Manchester United, aimed it at Van Nistelrooy, away by Moore. But Veron. Neville. But Beckham. And they're trying to pick up the tempo at the start of the half. David Beckham once more. Lifted in towards Giggs, who felt he got a shove as he rose for the header. And appeals volubly to that effect against Igor Ballis. And he has a case. He really has a case against the Slovakian. Giggs. Married by McInnes to the extent that he gave it away to Roberts, and Roberts now can run at Laurent Blanc. It's Jason Roberts for West Bromwich Albion. No defender up against this nippy fellow will be in for an easy afternoon in the Premiership this long winter. collision with Solskjær and Giggs. Here's Dobie for the first time. Tackle from Keane. Regan joins in. Johnson has it. It's Andy Johnson. But Steve Bennett has called things back because once the ball had gone, there were a couple of moments of bodily contact. Nothing meant by that, I don't think. But Keane went in so hard on Regan and left a foot in. Not this week. Looking for Roy Keane. Books are playing a big part in his life just now. He's in the referee's little black one. McInnes over the free kick, and now he's being booked for taking too long over it. Finally McInnes, aimed at Moore, up in the air by Blanc. Moore can climb. Roberts couldn't get anything onto it, and Keane can bring it away. Solskjær. Silvestri's over firm crossfield pass. Clement. Roberts. By O'Shea. And one back by McInnes with a two-footed challenge on Nicky Butt, which could land him in trouble here. He's just been booked. And now he's on his way off. And I think it was straight red for the West Bromwich Albion captain. He'd been booked for a nothing offence moments prior to this. This, however, was not a nothing offence. He took the ball, but he might easily have taken plenty of Nicky Butt too. And as quickly as Steve Bennett could get to his pocket, he picked out a red card, and it's a sad start to life in the Premiership for Derek McInnes. Beckham, space. Oh, wonderful turnover by Holt. What a top save from Van Nistelrooy by Russell Holt, whose 27 clean sheets last year were a West Bromwich Albion club record, and whose reflexes then were outstanding. Super one-handed turnover. Beckham once more, and Blanc climbing, and O'Shea! Well, O'Shea has never scored for Manchester United. He's not often come closer than that. The Twin Peaks, the centre-halves, combining, and O'Shea just dribbling the top of the net. Scholes for Giggs, and Giggs for Solskjær. Ollie Solskjær, and Roy Keane. Scholes. Beckham. Sigurdsson away. And it's further away. Silvesh. Moore got something on it. Beckham has it now. Keane's ahead of him. Scholes just here behind him. Aimed in at Van Nistelrooy. Well held by Holt. Manchester United are banging and banging and banging at the Baggies' door. Giggs away from Ballas. Giggs with the cross, Scholes going up, and Clement steering it behind. Giggs is going swiftly through the gears as the game nears its end. Beckham, good save by Holt. He has had a terrific game. Premiership experience with Derby, of course, is not quite so new to him. Beckham once more, out by Moore. Giggs. Beckham. Keane. In for Scholes, and Solskjær! Yes! For Gunnar Solskjær, Manchester United goal 100. And of course, from the bench. Always up, Sir Alex's sleeve, Solskjær. Some arms were up, hinting at offside. Solskjær didn't wait to see. But for Solskjær. More away for Solskjær! Good stop again by Holt. What a good goalkeeper he's looking. Clement. Long towards Taylor, who's onside here for West Brom. Away from block, Bob Taylor. Would have been some story. 10 years ago this weekend, he was in the West Brom side that started the season in the second division against Blackpool. Well, when all's said and done, all the huffing and puffing's taken away, you would have to say a routine win for Manchester United, helped along the way by the dismissal midway through the second half of Derek McInnes. So Alex Ferguson always had Ollie Solskjær up his sleeve. Ollie Solskjær came on and scored his 100th goal in the red of Manchester United and won them their first points of the season. United won, Albion never.
Roy, for legal reasons, you're not able to talk about the events of this week, but from your own point of view, how's it affected you and how's it affected your football?
Not one bit.
So you've got a clear frame of mind when it comes to football?
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
Now, what about your football today? How did you feel it went?
Yeah, I think the lads done quite well. You know, first game of the season is always going to be hard. Obviously, the conditions were quite difficult. It was really hot. But the lads battled well, and I thought we deserved a win. I thought at times we were doing okay. I don't think we created enough, and when we were in possession, we didn't hold on to it enough and give ourselves time to settle down. But I thought we had one or two chances, but they certainly had a lot more chances than us. But I really did think for all the world it was going to be one of those games where we'd get away from here with a 0-0 until we went down to 10 men, and they seemed to find the spare man with ease. The passing when we were down to 10 men was excellent.
Now the Championship, I mean, it seems to be the three big clubs again. How do you think United are going to do this season?
I hope we do very well. You know, we're still disappointed after last season. But it's going to be a long, hard season. I think obviously Liverpool and Arsenal have really improved over the last few years. I think the likes of Newcastle have done very well, and I think Leeds will do well. You know, the usual suspects. And I just hope we'll be up there or thereabouts.
Well, he made it clear he wasn't going to talk about the big issue that he's involved in at the moment, Ron, but he might be up on a disrepute charge with the FA. The chances are he's going to be on the end of a lawsuit from Alf Inge Haaland. Let's remind our viewers of what it all started off as.
Yeah, it's an absolute horrendous challenge. I mean, unnecessary as well, because it was a meaningless end-of-season match, actually, but obviously...
That was 16 months ago.
Yeah, it had gone on before that from the previous game at Leeds. And it was dealt with. The FA suspended him, and rightly so, and, you know, it was all dealt with. Yeah. Now, it's reared its head simply and purely because he's bought it out, or somebody's bought it out in a book inspired by himself. And if the FA look at it, it's found to to be true that he has gone out of his way to do Haaland, I think he'll face a very serious charge from the FA.
Because he and Manchester United would say that he's been punished once for that it's gone away, it's in the past.
Yeah, he's been punished for the incident, and rightly so, and full marks. And if he hadn't come out in the book, but the current climate of the game, Des, is that anybody that's doing the game down, disrepute and so forth, is always liable to be done. And I'm surprised, to be fair, that the powers that be at Man United have even sanctioned that book.
Have you ever experienced in your long time in the game a player coming out and admitting, while he's still playing in the game, that he's purposely damaged another player?
Certainly not publicly. I've always been led to believe that players didn't really go out of the way to do that. It's the first instance I can recall, we were talking earlier, Ali and myself, I don't think you could probably recall anybody ever saying publicly, I deliberately went to do him. Mm-hmm. You know, and if he said that, I mean, there's conflicting stories of whether his writer is going to
take an artistic license or something.
Yeah. But
Eamon Dunphy is the writer, isn't he?
Well, I mean, bad blood between players isn't anything unusual in the game. You get that, but I mean, for him to come out and say, I mean, you look at the tackle was shocking, and everybody has their own view on it. But if he doesn't say a word, Roy Keane, then there is still the element of doubt.
Well, you could, with a lot of imagination, you might think it was an accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, with a lot of imagination.
Yeah, but you still have that element of doubt if he doesn't admit it. Yeah. But he's now said, well, he seems to have said, that he went out to do him. So he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. But I still think it might be difficult to punish him twice because he's already been punished.
I don't think the FA would have any choice. I think if they look at the book, and we understand Adam Crozier has said he's going to look at the book, if they look at the book and in their opinion he's definitely done what he said what he appears to have said, I think he's got real problems ahead.
Yeah. Well, he said himself none of it affected him at all today, Ali. I mean,
oh, he was different class. There's no doubt about it. Ron and I was speaking, but he was probably one of the best players in the park. There's no doubt about it. And he's the type of guy that probably doesn't let anything at all bother him or get to him.
What did you think, Ron?
He was the outstanding player. Oh yeah, he played slightly different today for Man U. He didn't. Normally you regard him as the holding player, but today he got the licence to get forward. He's got shots in. Probably should have scored. He had a great chance to score it. See him here making a great diagonal run when he's adjudged offside there, and that was a close call, very close call. Shortly afterwards, he's got this when Nicky Butt just lofts it over the top. Maybe gets tangled up, doesn't know whether to head it or just volley it, and misses a good chance. Here you see him arriving brilliantly. This is great midfield play, arriving, tidy save from the keeper. But, you know, you look at that and you say, you could do it. Any team would love, you say 11 Roy Keane, you need 2 of them would be enough. The attacking one and the defensive one.
There's 2 of them though, actually.
Yeah, here you see the flashpoint. I mean, that in itself, you know, is not a bad tackle. It's that silly little thing afterwards, the petulance when he has a little rattle at Gregan that's got him booked. And that to a certain extent set up a big flashpoint in the game because quite a few things happened after this.
Well, that's silly, that. I mean, he could have got sent off. Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the Beckham thing. Remember the Beckham thing with Argentina? Well, that was a similar sort of thing.
Similar little flick.
Great ball here, though, isn't it?
But this is where you see him at his best in the foot. A measured ball into Scholes, who does ever so well. And there we get Ollie Solskjær panicking in the last third, and
as ever,
but coolly panicking.
Thank you, Ron, for the joke. So.